Hey guys, this is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. It's 8:30 in the evening, and I'm doing the market preview, at least of the levels for Tuesday morning, March 9th. So let's get started really quick. So first of all, let's just move the items around. You can see that a lot of people were expecting this kind of continuation today. They didn't get it. So, but also we weren't able to make it back down into the prior value area either on ES. The picture on NQ is actually quite different than that, amazingly enough. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. NQ was quite the different picture. Let's see if I can find it. I know I can. There's NQ today and NQ profile. And you can see on the profile, so this is ES, this is NQ today, and you can see on NQ, we traveled all the way through the value area. See when you get those, guys, see when we have those value areas overlapping, how we can trade all the way through, and that's exactly what NQ did. It's really weird to have a day where NQ is so weak and ES is so strong, but that's exactly what we ended up with. And as you know, for me, it's harder when those two markets are separated. When they're in sync, I do tend to do a lot better. So I'll take it for what it's worth. And I did a video on how to improve already and posted it up in the room. So let's go move the pieces around, right? So this becomes another prior day's low. So you can see that 37, 28, 20, 16. Those are going to provide potential contra trade opportunities, right? Okay. So this is a prior day's low. So if you look, let's go ahead and just get rid of this right here. And again, you can see, I want to show y'all guys, see how often you look when you trade above a prior day's high, right? Eventually exhausts and rolls back in. That's what happened, but they did not make that easy, right? So yes, the point was clear. However, getting that roll was very, very difficult, right? So this becomes the new high. This becomes the new low. So the green lines indicate high and low. Get rid of that single print area. Let's move that. There we go. Get rid of this. And then let's take value area low, shift it higher. Points of control kind of together there, right? We just kind of mark them off here. That's the least desirable place to trade for tomorrow. Really no single prints here. We have a poor high. You'd expect them to come back in and put some excess on top there at some point. Very flat balance area, right? This whole area can probably get easily traveled through. And then value area high shifts up over here. And I would just say that whole value area is going to be not all that easy to trade in tomorrow, right? Hopefully we don't have to contend with it. But this area should be easy to trade through. And it needs to come in and put some excess in on top, right? Excess means you get a really nice, like some single prints up here. Single prints, get some excess put on the edge. And then I'm going to mark this off as an anomaly because it was the volume point of control from the 5th. But again, I consider this very weak. And I don't have anything else down here, actually. There's just the prior day's low. I'm going to mark this off as an old value area low because there's just nothing else here to make me go, like this just tells me this is where the end of the double overlapping ended for the 4th, right? So you just want to add that to your notes. The only reason we're marking this off is there's just no clear anomaly This is actually the last anomaly, but it's in a value area. It's not particularly prominent. Like when I look at the chart, I like to see, hey, I really understand it or I really don't. I don't understand what they were trying to do there with the chart, so I'm just going to leave that as a weak area and rely on the setups. Preferably we can get set up underneath, or we get set up above and we don't have to contend with this area, or it just trades straight through. We'll see what it does. But those are the adjustments for tomorrow. I still think we can get a push up and retest this 3,900 to 3,920 area where you'd find stronger resistance underneath. I think everything underneath 37.28 all the way down to 36.60, you have really good potential reversal areas in those locations. So not big changes. We'll see how we do overnight. Right now, the 38.73 to 38.59 is a no-go location. And so that ends up with the chart adjustments. When you look for this evening, you end up with this. And I'm going to do this really quick. Let's get rid of hide the anomaly so everyone can see that clearly. Right. And again, if I was going to, actually, oddly enough, if I was going to have a chart of my highest locations, I would actually, obviously I don't expect it to rip through this range, but this is what this would look like if I was going to duplicate this. And all I wanted to do was note where I thought the highest odds location was to trade. I'm going to strip that down to the bare minimum. Everything above looks pretty good, but really nothing all the way down to, I know it sounds crazy, 37.30 is the area where, if I was going to strip everything out, that's the area where that's where the opportunity is. I'm not saying we're going to get down there. I'm not saying there's not any trades. But yeah, I'd say the prior day's high and low potential traps, right? And but for really strong reactions, I think the chart tells me that we need to get down to 37.30, 37.20, 37.12 to 03, 36.83 and 36.88. So that's what the chart would look like. I'd just strip everything out of there and go, okay, those are the areas. And that doesn't mean there won't be setups or viable trades in other locations. It just means, hey, those are the areas we got to travel to get to fresh support resistance zones for the auction to kind of check itself out. So my way is not the only way of doing things, but I think it's a good way. And I think between this and the algos, we really have a significant edge. And all we have to do is on our days where we don't put it together, manage risk, keep that risk low. And on days when we do put it together, maximize it for all you can. I will be doing in the room, guys, I will be working on showing setups where how we can double our position sizes to get the continuation trade in the direction we're looking for out of major support and resistance areas. And I will be covering that tomorrow. So in a video. So here's the levels without everything stripped out. Hold on one second. You know what I did? One duplicates the other. That really sucks because I erased everything out of there. So I get the privilege of being able to do this one more time because the charts are linked and it stripped everything out there. So I'll go put it all back in. Anyways, I'm going to cut the video here. I'll post the levels in a couple minutes, guys, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great night.